just a bloke in a bar.
Eddie, can you check your mic for me, please?
Yes, I can do that for you, mate. You hear me loud and clear down there, bruh?
Can you hear that, lad?
These are my new warm-ups.
You gagging, goggling? How now, Branco?
How now, Branco?
He's gagging, he's
How now,
goggling.
Branco? How now, Branco?
And goggling.
How now, Branco?
How now, Branco?
Lanolin, like sheep's wool?
No, Branco.
The kid is goggling. Sorry, guys.
What are you doing over there, mate?
I'm fucking just sending myself something.
Are you in the dark web on your phone?
Kid's gagging.
Like,
kid's
you know
goggling.
what? Flat Earth stuff. That's what he's looking at.
Mate, he's flat Earth, dude.
Bro, honestly,
that's
there's
not what Punters and
honestly
Dribblers are,
no
bro.
chance that Edward would even consider flat
Listen,
Earth.
dude,
Whereas
I
you are a
don't-
guy that will consider
I
it.
don't give a fuck what you think. Eddie's flat
Very
Earth.
angry.
Yeah, I know, too
I'm
angry.
not fucking angry.
Super aggressive.
Dude,
bro.
listen, you
Listen,
can
the
try
Punters
and
and Dribblers have
minimise me.
spoken.
That's fucking.
No, they haven't. They believe me.
Oh, okay.
This is
What
the
are all the
democracy.
memes about? Are they you or me?
There's one meme. It's Scotty Bellotti. He's a good friend. He's a baggy
Yeah.
green member. Like, of course, I welcome that shit.
And
right?
he dictates terms.
You try and steer away from it because you're scared. You're
Look,
scared of the fucking of
It's
the
a
truth.
democracy, mate, and when the people speak, you got to listen. You, unfortunately,
Scared of the truth sounds like something a
dictatorship, flat up.
conspiracy theorist would say.
Yeah.
Mate, you know, Eddie rolled into the fucking studio today and goes, "They found genetic material of aliens."
Well, that's what has been said by.
That's
everyone.
what I came and I said, did you see
Right.
what the guy said
So what-
in the
right.
fucking Senate inquiry today?
But
That's
it was
what
a
I said.
conspiracy beforehand.
All I was doing was relaying information that I knew you'd enjoy.
Oh,
Sorry.
man.
I think though that it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Whether it's true,
whether
or
it's true
false,
or
that
not.
this guy is going before a Senate inquiry in the US or Congress or whatever the fuck.
Swearing on the Bible.
Swearing
On the Bible,
Yeah.
and pinky promise as
Yeah,
well. I
pinky
heard.
promise.
Behind scenes.
I heard pinky promises were exchanged. I don't have the footage, Denon, but that's what I've been told. Sources close to
I've seen the footage.
the events. I think it's fucking wild.
Oh, it's absolutely wild. And then you have to start going, okay, why is this getting released now? Is something fucked happening behind the scenes?
That's
That's
what
what
we
we were
think.
saying, dude. Conspiracies.
But then you tie that in, right? You do tie this bloke in with the
the
fact
RLPA?
that with the RLPA, I mean, that's what they're trying to cover
They're
up.
trying to cover that up with aliens. That's
Some-
Peter Volandis will stop at nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he's fucked. That's why he's the man for the job.
Yeah.
He's driven. But what I was going to say is, with these, these Navy fighter pilots coming out being like, mate,
that
we're
was
seeing shit on the
fucking
road. You're tying these things together. I'm starting to go, well, fuck, maybe Bob Lazar was right.
Yeah. You know what else I saw the other day, which was like, I didn't look into it at all, as in I just saw it through the old gram.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it, right? That's the way you
That's
do it.
how I
You
do
form
it.
fucking opinions based off
Reputable
that.
sources.
100%.
A shot of a mountain range in Antarctica where there is a couple of structures that are very pyramid-esque.
Oh, I've seen them. Yep. Yeah, the pyramids down in Antarctica. How'd they get there?
How did they get there?
Well, it would just be pre-Ice Age shit, right? Back when it was a
the
habitable
Neolithic
part of the world.
The Neolithic
Yeah.
period.
Well, you just look at some source maps, you know.
It is wild, though. It is wild. Because, like, I don't reckon they've made contact with actual aliens, because I think that if aliens were that intelligent to be able to, like, cross time and light years, they'd just send drones.
What do you think they're doing here then? If there is biological matter, my guess,
It's like what we do if we saw ants.
I think we're a zoo.
I think we're a zoo.
I think that's how you justify it. If you're just studying us, you can just send drones, right? You
Yeah.
don't need to come down and have a perv. I think rich people, rich aliens,
Rich
are,
aliens.
Like, let's go to fucking Earth and have a
Richard
gander.
Branson, Elon Musk.
Richard
of aliens.
Branson,
100%.
aliens. Yeah.
Why do rich people want to go into orbit? Because it's cool. It's fun to do, right? That's why I think they're like, let's go to Earth.
Like
and they do
aliens,
tours here.
Just because they're aliens, Den, it would be very fucking exclusionary for us to assume that aliens don't like to get their rocks off as well for certain things. Whether that be like bungee jumping, jerking off,
But also,
going to the zoo.
but they're not necessarily looking at us. Think about this for a second. Maybe Earth's the most beautiful fucking planet of all.
It's like the Grand Canyon or some shit.
Maybe it's the most beautiful. And you're like, bro, you got to go to Earth and check that shit out.
Yeah.
It's fucking unbelievable.
I'd be shocked if we weren't a part of that though. Like, surely, you know what I mean? Surely we're
No,
a
but
part.
it'd be like going, oh, fucking, maybe it's as akin to, well, we think ant structures are pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, if you like, if they
were so far,
when they dig out ant holes, ant nests, they're pretty cool, right? But you don't.
Well, if we look at like monkeys and that, and they're close to us, so and we don't actually. A lot of people just don't give a shit. They're like, oh yeah, they're animals. Yeah, okay, they can think a little bit. Yeah. Whereas if they are so far advanced,
they don't give a fuck
that they can travel fucking universes and whatever dimensions, fold light.
Yeah, and I'm the flat earther.
Well, there actually is a multiverse theory,
Okay,
but
sorry,
that's
no
all right.
There's a flat Earth theory as well. I don't know what it is though. Eddie does. I haven't looked into it at all.
There it is. The mask has slipped. No,
Maybe that's why they're coming here, because of all the planets
It's flat.
in all of the universe, there's only one flat one. It's ours.
The pancake planet.
the pancake planet.
They're living in a dome and they
But
don't
they're
know it.
so far advanced, they probably see us as like monkeys, like stupid,
Hot monkeys.
idiot. Well, some of us, not me. Maybe you.
Thanks, man. That's nice.
Do you reckon they want to
Flip
fuck
that
us?
up, Matty.
Hey,
Do you reckon they want to fuck us?
no. Do you want to fuck a monkey?
Some people do.
Some people have.
You reckon? Well, that settles it. So we think monkey fuckers are.
Well, I'm saying the aliens might
Well,
come out.
but now then you know people have basically said that they've been probed.
Yeah, exactly. They're coming down and they're Ben
Probing
very,
us.
very weird first contact probing.
I'm gonna get
Yeah,
maybe
dude,
they like.
aliens are just all kinky fucks.
Yeah,
like,
they're
let's
like,
come
let's
down
fucking-
and
let's-
stick some shit up their
Let's
asses.
conspiracy.
Let's pinch
I
a
can get
couple of
behind.
fucking beads in there.
Yeah.
Boosh, boosh, boosh.
See how they take to that. Let's knock them out and beat them up.
Holy
No one's going to
shit.
believe them. Oh, yeah,
Later.
some aliens came down and stuck Benmore balls in my ass and then let me go. Like,
It's,
righto,
if
dude.
you actually think about it, it's pretty wild.
Oh,
Someone, you know, let's assume he's telling the truth.
yeah, of course.
we'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Because if
Yeah.
you were making it up, do you think you'd be like, I was anally examined?
I mean, I don't think it's almost like when you call up to be sick, you go, oh, I've got diarrhea because it's so fucked.
Yeah.
You know, you throw that out there and go,
So-
look, it's so fucked. I wouldn't say this if I wasn't really sick, but you aren't really sick, you know?
So, yeah, it actually could be just someone trying to get out of work. Like, listen, I know you think I'm lying here,
Yeah.
but trust me, I wouldn't admit this if it wasn't true. An alien stuck a torch up my ass.
Yeah, I was
and
probed
had a look
last
around.
night.
Yeah, I was probed.
That's why I'm late to work.
I'm late to work, and that's why
Mate.
I'm walking with a, like I've just ridden a horse. I'm actually very ginger around the nuss.
Very, very strange to not just talk. You know, like they never talk about, we had a conversation. It's just they stuck things up my ass immediately.
And then bounced.
See
Well,
ya.
that implies that they speak English, Dan, which I think is probably.
But if you're that advanced, you would be able to translate the language.
That's a
Some
great
say
point.
they can speak without speaking.
Well,
Through telekinesis?
Yes.
yeah, that's...
Like you and I. They're telekinetic.
Yeah, we are.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look.
I, for
Kinky
one,
aliens,
welcome
I can
our
get
fucking new mates.
Yeah,
But I don't
and
wanna
you
get anal
BDSM aliens.
As long as
No.
they're, like, don't beat me up, though.
I don't want
No,
to get beat up. I don't
no,
wanna get
but
beat
no,
up.
fuck yeah.
Oh, you want to get beat
You
up?
wanna get beat
Well,
up.
listen, it's not like we were talking about this the other day. I'm not a huge ass play guy, right? Like I prefer to steer
Is that what
clear
you were
of
talking about the other day?
Well, we talk about many things on the podcast,
yeah,
Dan. I'm not a huge ass play guy. Eddie is. I'm not. But like, I wouldn't. I'd welcome it from kinky aliens, right? Like, why wouldn't you? You know, experience is the spice of life.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to have to say no to that one.
So,
but
no to your
respect.
wife, yes to the alien.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks
That
for clearing
works.
that up.
Earth is flat.
Clip that.
That actually probably will get clipped. Don't forget, guys, brand new partner, Shoe Grab, Kicks of the Week. This week it's Johnson. Use code Johnson to get $30 off ASICS and Nike Performance sneakers, plus throwing in some exclusive sneakers. The link will be in the show notes where you see the code, where you set the code, and also you can just type in "bloke in a bar" and it will show you the the category in which you will get $30 off. Now, huge news, maybe bigger than aliens. It is very suspicious that RLPA and NRL are going at it, and all of a sudden a former CIA agent comes out and says aliens have arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's listen,
Suspicious.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
Very
Put
suspicious.
in X-Files music right now, Matty, because something's fucking up.
Something's not up. I mean, talk about, that's a big, big play. Very smart.
Peter Volandis, a dear friend of Eddie and ours, he's had us to dinner and to Christmases many times at his house. We know the family well. He's a weapon. It would not shock me if he had this alien thing in his back pocket the whole time and he's gone, all right, we can admit it now.
We can admit it now. Just use his connections at the CIA.
Yeah. Clint Newton's bodying Vossi on SEN. All right, quick, let's release the fucking alien footage.
Yeah,
Quick.
again, the timing's suspicious.
Yeah.
Really suspicious. Bodied him.
Yeah,
Body.
bodied him.
Wow.
Well, I just find, again, I don't have much of an opinion either way.
No dog in the fight?
No. But Clint Newton, very good at, like, I've just never heard him be, like, outwitted in a conversation. Like, when he's having these, like, disputes with people, he argues quite well. So take that however you want.
Oh.
So you're saying he's a witty cunt through and through?
Well, I don't even know if it's about being witty. He seems to be very well versed in what he's talking about. And his counter arguments, again, whether they're true or not, my dumb brain wouldn't be able to fucking tell. But I'm like, ooh, you've convinced me.
I think it's because he's arguing the actual concerns, and whereas people that are speaking to him are just saying, "Oh, players are greedy," and like there's no actual weight to what is being said.
I'm for the game, Clint. He's like, "Yeah, cool. Well, then you should be for the players."
Yeah.
Like, well, that
and
was
also,
a great fucking point.
You know, how many players know? Like, really irrelevant. Really irrelevant.
That's it.
It's not irrelevant.
He's like, well, how many of the players know there's only 50? He's like, that's how it works, dude. That's how unions work. And it's like, shit.
Yeah. That's what a union's for.
Imagine being 18 years old.
So you focus on playing or working, and they look after your rights for you.
Players that have maybe been in the game for like 10 years and fucking have a bit more of an experience.
Yeah.
Imagine being 18, haven't even played first grade yet, and they're like, here's this 100-page document. I need you to read through that.
Excuse me, Bradman Best. Come in, come here.
Bradman Best.
I have
He first
1,000.
tries to fight you. He tries to fight you.
1,000-page. Don't hit, Bradman, don't hit me. Oi. I've got a 1,000-page document here about employment relations. Could you please read that and come back to me with what your thoughts are? Like,
Mate, that is one thing.
Yeah, law degree.
And you guys would have seen this as well. Like when you start a business, it's honestly like another language. Contracts. They're like a different language.
Well, most of it's all bullshit as
it's
well.
like-
There's like one line in there you need to read. The rest of it's just fluff.
I feel like they intentionally do it so lawyers have jobs.
I reckon it's like
1,000%.
employment contracts, like just legal contracts, business contracts, and like fancy restaurant menus. That's like the hardest thing.
In another language.
In another language, but semi-English, where it's like, oh, well, you want some pifante papacha, and you're like, but I've got like the fucking. I'm like, get me out of here.
What is that though?
Yeah,
if they don't have an explanation underneath it, like in simple terms, what's in it, I'm all at.
No, I don't. I honestly just go, fuck this. I'm out. I can't do it. I'd prefer to read a legal document.
Man. Well, when I first met my wife, and you take him to dinner, you'll feel so uncultured when you're like, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what the
Steak,
fuck,
please.
Yeah, I still don't know what that
Steak.
shit is. I'm like, you're a fucking pasta here. Can we just like make it simple?
Growing up, like, me and my family, we literally, and I mean literally, never went places for dinner. Did you go? Like, it's
We went to
foreign me.
Macca's and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean like restaurants.
No. I didn't know what prosciutto was until I came to Sydney. I didn't know that people had fucking avocado on toast and shit till I came to Sydney. We didn't have avocados in the house
avocado
ever.
on toast was a thing until we were out of school.
Never saw an avocado till I came to Sydney.
And those, what is it, the acacia bowls, whatever, what are they called?
Oh, acai.
That is...
What is the actual
How do you say it?
pronunciation
It's fucking.
of that?
It's that and charcuterie board. I don't know.
Acai, acai,
I just
Acai.
refuse.
acai.
I refuse to have the acai bowl just with the baggage that comes with it.
So much. Like,
You
I
know
don't
what
want
I
to
mean?
order it.
And also, like, I look like, a bit of it, you know?
Yeah, look.
Acai.
Acai.
There we go.
Acai.
Another conspiracy.
Yeah,
There
so
you go.
I order like that. Acai.
Yeah.
Acai bowl,
No,
please.
I went to dinner. Like, I went out to dinner, but not like. Wasn't a
Nothing
thing
fancy,
we did.
nothing
Nothing
fancy.
fancy.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think you take your kids to that sort of shit though.
That's
Why
the
would you
thing.
bother?
I remember like our family just blew. It was like, fuck going to dinner. It's a shit fight. We're crawling under the table and our parents are just like fucking at each other or wear it. Or
Arguing
we're
flat
just,
earth and that.
Flat earth shit. You know what I mean? Like, Dad's wearing his fucking tinfoil hat. It was a nightmare.
You guys have two tinfoil hats. don't
Yeah, we
you?
do.
we
yeah.
do, yeah. Well, that was
Well,
central.
because we like to get. Sometimes we like to get tinfoily.
Yeah.
You've got to be prepared.
If the mood strikes,
You've got to be open to the universe, Dan, and it's the only way.
Mate, I'm open.
Well, it doesn't
I'm
sound like
open.
you are. It sounds like you're a little buttoned up, and that's
No, I'm
okay.
not-
But listen,
no.
we'll get you a tinfoil hat, and we
No,
can
I'm
sit
open.
here and Eddie can explain flat Earth to you, and we'll fucking get into it.
I'm not anti-establishment, but I'm also not pro-establishment. I'm just open to the truth.
Well, I hope that to be true. I
Well,
don't
then you
know
need to
if
get a
it's
bit
true.
tinfoily
You need to get
sometimes.
tinfoily.
If you're
That's
open to
what
the
I said, I'm
truth, you got to get foiled up, baby. Simple as that.
I just
do.
want the truth.
You
get
should be
foiled.
begging out there, foil me up.
Yeah.
Every man or woman worth their salt should have a tinfoil hat laying around, just in case the mood shall strike.
Open the third eye.
Fucking oath, open the third
The
eye.
fourth eye, fifth
Or the
eye.
fifth, sixth,
the
seventh
brown
eye.
eye.
Many eyes.
Yep.
The brown eye.
Oh, you do. You definitely open the brown eye first. That's the first eye to get open.
So you feel your brown eye opening when you put that on.
Yeah, dude.
Mate, it's not a coincidence that aliens who are tapped in probe the brown eye.
They say like your second brain is in your stomach. Your fucking third brain's in your asshole.
Well, the eye.
Third eye. Third eye is your bum hole.
That's fair. That's a fair play on.
It's the eye of the second brain, which is in the stomach.
It's a fair play on.
Sorry, he made he
Makes a lot of sense. That's why you open
right.
your every eye.
And when you put the tinfoil hat on, what it does, it stops like information coming through the dome, and it all comes through your asshole.
That would make sense.
Great stuff. That's great stuff.
Rugby league show.
It is a rugby league show. I tell you what, conspiracies have really been the backbone of a lot of podcasts for a long time now. They just, because you can just say anything.
Well,
You can get two things that don't even connect and just go, boom, connect, boys,
You
conspiracy.
mean like aliens and RLPA, potentially?
Boom, there you go.
Now you got a show.
There you go, a whole show. Now, Bulldogs, they have signed Liam Knight. Big rumour they're set to sign Tokiaho. And also linked with Tough and Salmon. What do you reckon with the Bulldogs, boys? And considering that, club turnarounds do take time, do you think that it is concerning yet? Or do you think that these things take time, give them at least till next year to see how everything's going?
I reckon it's fine. Like, obviously, no one likes getting fucked 66-0. Maybe some do, some BDSM freaks. But, like, they got good players coming in. They've had some injuries. Again, the losses they've been having are pretty gross. But
Well, they're terrible.
you've got Crichton, Cherry. You've got Kick-Out back from it, like, coming in next year.
No, Kick-Out's back this week.
Kick-Out, sorry, no, yeah, but Kick-Out back this week, but he's been out.
Yeah. Back for the
Like,
full year,
like you've got, you bring in Toby Sexton. I don't know if, like, whatever, he's a half. At
No,
least.
he'll be good.
He'll
be
like,
good.
He's better than what they've had.
He's better than a lot of halves at clubs. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, they needed a 7, so
I think they're fine. I think they're going to be good.
They
seem like they're attracting players.
yeah, it would be annoying, right? As a fan, as a player of the fucking Bulldogs, you'd be like, "This is fucking annoying. We're getting pumped every week, and that doesn't seem to be improvement." But they're recruiting well, right? And obviously, you know that in the background, Phil Gould's just doing his thing. Like if you look at the Panthers, yeah, it was 5-year plan. They didn't achieve that, but now look at them.
Yeah.
But they
Almost
did,
certainly.
right? Yeah,
But like it didn't take 5 years,
No.
but the plan was well and truly fucking achieved. Like they lose men, good men, honest men every year, and they're still looking at a 3-peat.
Yeah.
Likely to get it, right? So you just got to give the guy time. And because he's got runs on the board in the past, I wouldn't be worried at all. You'd be a little bit wigged. You'd be a little bit wigged if you were Serraldo, though. You'd be like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I've come from just dominating, and now I'm just getting
Robbers
fucking worked
But
into the ground.
Phil Gould went and met with Manasi Farnow in prison. You're like, that is on another level of like,
Dedication?
well, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what it is because it's like, is it to try and get his brothers, or is Manasseh come out of prison at some point where he can still play? But there's something to it. It's not just because he wanted to fucking go say g'day.
Yeah, they're not
I think it
best
was more to
mates.
do with his brothers, I think.
Right.
But it's such a serious topic, very hard to speculate on because it's so fucking hectic. So
Absolutely. The only reason I would speak on it is because it's in the media, right? Like, and it is a hectic topic, but it just, in terms of the lengths he seems like he's prepared to go to, like, get a fucking team together. You're like, Jesus Christ.
when you look at Gus Gould, you actually, I think a lot of people forget when he took over at the Penrith Panthers. It was 2011, I think, and they were like $10 million in debt, fucking struggling. And so everyone likes to go, oh yeah, the 5-year plan didn't work. But around 2013, 14 is when all those young fellas come through. And so people that try to discredit Gus and go, oh, when he left, everything went well. It's like, you simply cannot. Like,
That's complete bullshit.
it's absolute nonsense. Like, yes, I think people confuse and conflate. Like, someone can get you to a point, and then other people take over, and it gets better. Doesn't mean that person that got you to the point didn't do a fucking great job.
Yes.
And like, I just think that when he did get moved on, or when he decided to leave, I just think it was more of a fact of like, you couldn't have too many cooks in the kitchen.
For sure.
And it was just like, Ivan Cleary, and we're like, you've done an incredible job to this point, but now we need to just take this forward. Doesn't mean either is wrong or bad. And so I think that, you know what's funny is like, if any team gets pumped that's in the bottom 8, punters and dribble on the page, there's guaranteed I'm getting sprayed for something. Like, as in like, oh, fuck, Kempy, do you want to be patient now? It's like literally,
yeah.
It's like,
Well,
so,
mate, that's because you just, you
But that's,
you
mate,
suck off
that's
all the
the
shit
world.
oh,
teams.
it's dribblers. As I said, it's
No, but that's
funny.
like, that's what you say.
But it's guaranteed. It's like, Bulldogs, Tigers. It's just
Hey,
guaranteed.
stay patient, Tigers fans.
I have a giggle when I read that shit.
so do I.
It's so good.
But I haven't. Like, what's bizarre is like you're quoting me from like fucking
Start
8
of the
weeks
season.
ago.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, dude.
Well, maybe
Hey,
you should
Doggies
say it.
fan, stay patient.
Stay
Yeah.
patient.
Stay patient. Stay patient.
Because you can't do anything else.
No, exactly.
I tell you what, Liam Knight, we were on his podcast the other day.
Good bloke.
And he took his
Great
shirt.
bloke.
He took his shirt off.
Big boy.
And
Dude.
he is fucking huge.
You don't want to have your shirt off around Liam Knight because I did have my shirt off around Liam Knight. No, I did.
I saw you throwing punches before.
Oh, no. Listen, I'll throw punches around Liam Knight. I won't take my shirt off around Liam Knight.
You want to fight Liam Knight now?
No, I don't want to fight him. I just mean, like, I'm confident in my fucking moves. You know what I mean? Dude, he's the biggest man I've ever seen. Like, he's so jacked, dude.
Fair chin on him, too.
Oh, he's got one of the great chins.
Great melon.
Yeah.
Great melon. Very like, you know the modern memes of, like, the guy that is a Chad?
Yeah, he actually looks a bit like Roger Ramjet for any of you kids out there that used to pound Roger Ramjet.
Oh, great show, Roger
Great
Ramjet.
show.
The hero of our
Roger
nation.
Ramjet.
I mean, look, is it American propaganda? Probably, but
but that's okay. Tinfoil hat over there. You could do with a tinfoil hat, buddy. I said
I'm open to the truth. I'm open to the truth.
Well, you're not wearing a tinfoil hat and your asshole's receiving no information. So,
that's how open I am.
We'll make you one and bring it in next week. How about that?
I like the signing there, but we were on the podcast with him. He didn't mention it, so obviously we thought we were much closer friends than we clearly are.
Yeah, okay.
You know, well,
I mean, it's not like you used to do that, though. You're very, I guess, conservative with saying best friends with people.
Exactly.
Well, exactly right. Like, we never say it otherwise. We don't say it if we don't mean it.
We're sparing with the platitudes of best friends, and for us to gift that upon Liam Knight, for him then just fucking throw it in the face and not tell us that what he's doing before it's been announced, I just think it's rude.
It's rude, especially when you share a podcast. Like, especially that first podcast, there's something special about it.
It's nice.
And then just to, like, ignore you boys and not give you no whispers. You didn't hear any whispers.
Nothing.
No car park
and
whispers.
And they recorded their podcast in our studio, so we were doing them a favour.
That's almost betrayal kind of
Almost
stuff.
almost the shirt off our back sort of stuff. Like, I don't want to go that far, but it sort of was.
Pretty much it.
Yeah,
Tobler produced.
Would have he been signed if he didn't use your studio?
Well, exactly right.
That's a fucking great point.
So does he owe you a clip?
You could argue we've done more for that signing and for Liam Knight personally than his own manager.
Yeah.
His manager's probably getting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8%.
Yeah.
Where's our percentage, bruh?
Where's our clip, dog?
Profile. It's all about profile these days. Who cares about what happens on the field?
No.
That's right. No, it's all profile.
I like the signing, though.
They need it.
Yeah.
They need an over. I think that they need a bit of a refreshing in their forward pack.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Do you think they need some old dogs there?
They need some dogs.
Some old battle-hardened dogs.
Some woof sort of stuff.
They need some fucking wolves.
Yeah.
What was that quote? Was it a cricketer that was like, all these people talk about having dog? No, it was a basketball player, like the guy that's the logo.
Yeah.
The logo of the NBA.
Jerry West?
I think so. And he was like, all these young players saying they're dogs. I'm a wolf. I eat dogs. I was like, damn, you're like 80 and you said that. That's pretty
That's pretty badass. At 80 years old as well. Yeah.
I wonder you're the logo. I like that.
Got that dog in him, or that wolf. Also, Tokiao, I think...
No, actually, he'd have the dog in him because he's eating it.
Good point.
Sorry, man.
Good point. That's a good point, though. I'll give you that one.
Dead dog in him.
Yeah.
No one will say I'm not fair, Tom. No one will say I'm not fair.
No one will say that. You just got to be patient, Tigers fans.
And Bulldogs fans.
And Bulldogs fans, sorry.
And Dragons fans.
And Wolves.
Don't be patient, Wolves.
Don't be patient, Wolves. No, that's right.
Tokiao, I think Tokiao is a great signing.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's funny, though, because wasn't he offered, and who knows, mate, he might have, like, fucking family reasons or something coming back, but you're like, I thought he was offered big dick fish money to go up to play for the Dolphins.
Well, it's been 2 years, hasn't it?
Has it been 2? It's been 1. Yeah. Like,
how long was his deal? 3 years? 2 years?
With the dogs or with
Catalan. Oh, if it is Catalan.
Is it Catalan? I mean, okay, I get it. If it's Catalan, I get it.
But they're on top of the table.
That's what I mean. I get why you go.
Oh, yeah.
It's French crumpet, dude.
Mate,
Like,
French
that's why you go.
crumpet, seriously.
So undeniable.
Bonjour. But if he went and played for, like, Leeds or some shit, with the greatest respect, like, what the fuck was that about? You could have been living with the you'd have been a fish.
Catalan signed him for a 2-year deal with an option for a third. He's been gone for 1.
Okay, so is this... So he's been gone on 1 as in, like, he played last year?
No. He's played 1 season.
1 season. So I wonder if...
So they're trying to get him out early.
Yeah, okay.
I think you have to pay transfer fees and shit.
Stay in France.
Stay in France.
Français. Bonjour. Don't go to fucking...
If you're going to come back a year after.
Yeah.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
To see it out.
They're still building. Give them another year to get their shit together.
I like
A year later, they'll be way better.
Yeah.
And when you're getting pounded in the earth by a fucking horny Penrith side, you're going to be thinking about the crumpets in France.
Yeah, you are. You're going to be fucking daydreaming about it while
it's
you're
too
packing in
early.
the scrum.
Have
too
some more
early.
wine.
Too early. I mean, you come back the year after, you could be sniffing around the top 8.
Also, let's go win a Man of Steel, bro. You're better than that.
What about Pearce is killing it over there? I think he's like, they're top of the table. And he's like leading them.
It's just incredible
Yeah,
stuff.
well, I mean, again, And then you get a call from fucking Justin Pascoe or some shit, and he's like, "Hey, you want to come play for the Tigers?" And you hang up on him before he even fucking finishes the sentence.
You don't answer.
No, that's true if you see Justin. But if Benji calls, you answer.
Of course.
Benji, thank you for everything that you've done to the game of rugby league. Do not call me again with the fucking offer to play for the Tigers. I'm over here fucking winning the comp with fucking Catalans and
I'm eating crumpet right now.
And my dick is so sunned.
Dude, I've got my dick is as brown as it gets.
He hasn't been wearing pants over that. I can guarantee.
No, he plays pantless, dude.
Pantless rugby league.
Yeah.
And what they just blur, they've got someone hired to blur him as
not in front. Dude. They don't give a
the Europeans,
fuck.
They love
really?
It.
Oh, yeah. But get out stuff over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go watch the Super League. His dick's in every fucking. His dick is constantly on show. Can you confirm that, Matty?
No wonder he's winning. No one wants to tackle him.
The Europeans are fucking way more chill about that stuff. Like just Europe generally, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't mind tackling a guy with a fucking big old.
They don't mind tackling a tackle over there.
No.
Give it a kiss on the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Taff and Salmon.
The week got a dog.
The week got a bulldog.
Hey.
Yeah, there's a bit there.
There you go.
Look, thank you so much.
It all just depends how much. Depends how much they're getting paid, I guess. If it's an offer that is almost like depth to a degree or bench kind of position, then yeah, I can see that. A bit of experience.
I think Salmon, just one of the great rugby league names when you really eyeball it as well. Jamin Salmon.
Got a lot about it.
It's got so much about it. But he's been, like, when he's come off the bench for Penrith, he's good. Like, I feel like he adds a bit.
Yeah.
He has done. I don't know if he's even still fucking, like, in the side, but just when I've seen the games I see him play.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Agreed. I think he had that game and there was a bit of a... Remember how he had him and Luai had that little blow-up?
Yes.
And since then, I don't think... I think he's played, but maybe...
What does he do? Also,
he's been in and out. He's been mostly on the bench. He's been played 5-8 during the Origin rounds. He didn't play... I don't know when they had the bye, but he's played round 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 20. So a bit in and out.
Yeah, in and out. But he's definitely not as stable on that starting 17 as he was maybe last year.
Are you tinfoil? You need a tinfoil hat, dude. Jesus Christ. Are you tinfoil hatting here that, like, since the Luai blow where I was like, it's fine, it wasn't anything?
No, it's not. It had nothing to do with, like, as in who had the blow up, whatever. It means that clearly they're not connecting well. Like, he either Luai's not running lines right or he's not running lines right. He's been, in and out of the side, so his form's not great. It's more connecting to that.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't about the punch on thing.
The punch on. No.
Okay.
It's more that, like, I guess he had an opportunity to cement that edge back row role, and then because he was actually ahead of Sorensen, I think, and then since then Sorensen has come on as fucking killed it, and he hasn't cemented even a bench spot at the moment. So I actually think I'd be surprised if Salmon does stay at the Penrith Panthers because he's been in and out of the first grade side, and they just re-signed Maverick Geyer as well, and he's an edge back rower.
Sick.
So
I'd love for fucking Maverick Geyer to debut and play for Penrith.
Oh mate, he's already debuted, hasn't he?
Has he?
I think so, or is this trials maybe?
I think it was trials.
Oh, okay.
And he fucked his arm.
Mate, he is... I think last year didn't he get elbowed by Barnett?
Maybe you're right.
No, that was actually someone else, actually. That was Smith, I think.
I don't think he's played.
Yeah, okay. So just trials. But great name. One of the all-time names, Maverick.
Fucking great name.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, but, like, you pair a Maverick into a legendary rugby league last name. Ooh.
You pair Maverick into some ticker, Aussie pure true ticker.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much better.
No, it's good stuff.
But yeah, all decent signings. I think that all you got to do is look at the Warriors. I think the Warriors signings last year were a bit higher than this in regards to, like, the level they were playing. They were in first grade week in, week out. But I think that Warriors have proven that if you sign players that are going to buy into your systems, they can fucking do a job. Look at the Dolphins,
dude. With the Warriors, when I see Dylan Walker doing the fucking job for him, I'm like, he was so good for us coming off the bench.
Yeah.
And, like, he can play back row, he can play 5'8", he can fucking play centre, but, like, just the spark he would bring when he comes on, like, you're seeing it for the Warriors now, I'm like, fuck, I wish we still had that.
I think he is such a good example of, because I think he's on a pretty big wicket, and, like, that just shows you how forward-thinking Webster is, because usually a 14's not getting $700,000 a year, but I think it's proven in today's day and age, it's no longer 1 to 13, it's 1 to 17, and each player is as important, other than, maybe your spine, but his impact in a game is maybe more than a centre that plays 80 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
And so to pay a 700K sounds mental. Like, why would you pay that? But if it's going to help you win games, it's actually a fucking great buy.
Yeah.
Well, if he can get you 2 points, Denon.
The 2 points.
You know what I mean?
2 rugby league points.
If you can get 2 rugby league points, not 1, but 2 rugby league points every week, then you're going a long way to fucking finishing on top of the season.
Yep.
It's as simple as that.
No,
It's a fucking great point.
It's not a fair point. It's a great point.
It's an incredible point. Webster doing pretty well with the Warriors. Fuck, I want them to win the comp. I've decided.
Well,
Unless it's Manly, obviously.
What's that? What's that fucking face for?
Well, do you think that you're going to play finals footy or?
We just humped the fucking
Mate,
Sharks on the weekend. 30-0.
Let's get into this because you're pulling weird faces.
Yeah.
30-0. Matt Besekharov, Josh Alloy. Fuck, I struggle with his last name. Aloye off. Then Jake Trbojevic goes off with a head knock, HIA, right? And the middle fall apart. There's also, listen, we switched off for 5 minutes. They scored a couple of trick tries.
What's Kim in the ruck
who
stuff,
gives
dude?
a shit? It was 30-0, Denon. And then it was 38. Yeah, they came back 30-26, gave me a heart attack. That's not the point.
No.
The point is...
We won 30-0.
We go up against a top 8 side who apparently we can't beat. We fucking towel them up 30-0.
Well,
And we show...
my pictures.
Yeah, so did I. I picked them last week with you. Said we'd dominate, and we did.
I picked him as well. Who the fuck wouldn't have picked him?
Like, if you're telling me, based on that performance, Manly isn't a top 4 side, I'm not here.
What are you laughing at?
Look, they might scrape into the 8, maybe, but I don't see them beating Rabbitohs, Eels.
Rabbitohs aren't the 8.
Cowboys.
They won't
Rabbitohs
make
aren't even in
it.
the
Eels
8.
won't make it.
Yeah?
They're fucking shithouse.
Ooh, okay.
Cowboys are no good. Broncos will slip out again.
Broncos will slip out. I don't think it's mathematically possible.
Well, you
Well,
did it last year.
you
from
weren't
front
even
base-
in the 8 last
You
year.
went soft and slipped out.
It's like 2 years,
Tale as old
2
as
years in a
time.
row.
Yeah.
You've just not even been in it.
Couldn't complete. Taylor's old as time.
You weren't
Soft
even
and
in the
slipped
room to
out.
complete. You weren't even in the room.
Well, asked to exit.
You were
really.
outside the room listening like, oh, please
Yeah,
let me
we were
in.
trying to watch you.
Just
Yeah,
a
we were
beta
trying-
cuck wanting to get in the 8.
No,
whatever.
you missed the 8.
You missed out. You missed
we, were in
with us.
we were in the party.
Well,
Where
we
are
were
we
in the
now?
eight.
Where
We
are
were
we
in the
now?
eight.
Mate,
some
can I
point.
tell you something?
Top of the table start of the year, cunt.
You would much rather not be at the party than get marched from it.
Yeah.
That is a fucking social
I'd rather
sin.
have fun at
No
the party
way,
than
bro.
marched.
You got walked out.
You
by,
wake
like,
up with anxiety the next day going, holy
dude.
fuck, I got marched.
You didn't even
The
get
chick's
invited.
dad who was having the parties grabbed you by the ear and dragged you out and going, get out, you fucking
Yeah,
losers.
at least I was fucking in there having a bit of
Nah,
fun.
dude, because
No.
everyone at the party thinks you're a
please
fucking
invite me.
loser.
You got marched for
invite
being
me.
seedy,
Yeah.
mate.
We
Please
just
invite me.
went to the park with our mates and
And you're
drank
still
under a
out
fucking
now this year.
tree.
You're still out now. Please let us into the 8. Please fucking...
Mate,
Let's
there's no
get some
way.
wins.
There's
They
no
call
way.
our
You don't
way.
want to get marched from the party for being that seedy guy. You don't want to.
Oh, man.
That's head noise galore,
Head
bro.
noise is when no one wants you in the 8. They're like, yeah, piss off, mate.
Nah, we were invited to the party and we said no. That's how cool
But
we
you
are.
chose not to make the 8.
Correct.
Wow, that's
It's about
real base
rebuilding.
stuff.
What's the point,
Rebuilding.
mate? What's the point of making the 8 and losing fucking round 1? Who gives a shit about that? We want to win the comp.
Yeah.
So it's comp or bust.
What are you playing for? Fucking, oh, I made a fucking finals.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit,
That's
mate?
very Broncos mentality, dude.
Try winning a comp. No wonder you haven't won one for so long.
20
That's
years.
great. That's
Longer.
great.
40 years?
50.
50 years.
50 years.
Holy. Well, hopefully he's make the 8 this year.
It's actually, with all your resources, all your talent, all the money, it's the most disgraceful of the
Streaks, yeah.
streaks. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's more disgraceful than the Parramatta one, for sure.
okay.
You were here beating your dick last week. How big and powerful the fucking Broncos are. The fact you haven't won since 2006 and in that time frame you got a spoon is honestly the most disgraceful statistic that I can imagine.
The most disgraceful.
In rugby league history.
Yeah. In the history of the game.
And everything you just said still doesn't change the fact that you are not in the 8 right now.
So what? You only need to be in the fucking 8 at round 27. Otherwise, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Oh,
Huge point, Ed.
Like, can I go, oi, mate, I was in the 8 in fucking round 3. Can I play finals footy? It's like, nah, bro, not how it works.
Oh, okay.
It's not relevant, mate.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Hey? Hopefully.
30-0.
Luai Edwards rumours. Luai reportedly has split with his management and he's signed until the end of 2024. What do you reckon about Luai? He's in an interesting spot.
He's going to manage himself, I heard.
Well, maybe, to be honest. Like, managers can get you deals, but clubs have a system. They pay a certain amount to certain people, and you're really not pushing. You're not pushing it that much. Like, for example, Wayne was notorious. No matter how good you were, he doesn't play his wingers that much. It's just the way his system works. And
So could your manager get you more than their 6% cut?
nah, I don't think so.
So
when
why
you're
does
up.
anyone fucking get a manager?
Well, because people are intimidated by the whole, a contract in front of you. You don't know what it means.
Legal
you,
shit.
You think that like you're going to get taken advantage of because you're just a player, but it's all the legal side of things. But clubs
get
usually
your own lawyer.
Get a law degree, fucking read it.
Well, all the players should have a law degree because they should know what's going on with the...
Well, that's a great point.
That's a good point.
Clint Newton over here.
Look, as I said, I personally think that most managers, their job should be get third-party deals for the big dogs. Outside of that, they might be able to get you fringies a go at a club and be able to say, look, this kid's great. Trust me. You've dealt with me for the last 10 years. When I say a kid's good, he usually is, whatever. There's that. So there is a place for managers. There's no denying that. But I do think it's not crazy when players go, you know what, I kind of know what my market value is. The club's not going to really budge that much. Usually a club will come in and go, we're going to offer you, let's say it's Luai, we're going to offer you $800K. The manager's not going to move them to $1 million.
No, you might get him $850 or something.
Yeah, maybe. But with the Panthers are in such a good spot, they would have a very strict kind of balancing of the books, and they would just be like, this is how much we set aside for our 6. This is how much for our 7. This is how, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at the Melbourne Storm, they were super strict of we've got Cameron Smith, Cronk, Slater. Everything else outside of that is we'll work to get some a really good maybe front rower, but all of our money usually lies in those 3 guys because we can put not whoever, but not as crazy players around them to get the job done.
Oh, just about whoever.
Yeah, well,
about.
But they developed them all. That was the crazy thing. Because they even after they lost GI and they lost Israel Folau, the players that they signed weren't even Origin players yet. Not even big. For example, the biggest star they signed, the Storm, was 2006 and it was Crocker from the Roosters, and he was playing for Australia. And in that period, the second biggest star they signed was only 2 years ago with Coates.
Yeah,
outside
it's
of
crazy.
That,
I know.
none.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But yeah, Luai, if they're crazy lowballing, and if they're like 400 grand, then I can understand why you'd be looking to go.
But if you're Jerome, right, and you've won, let's say that they win the comp this year, you've won 3 comps, or maybe fucking who knows by the end of next year. Are you looking for that retirement fund then?
Well,
you probably are.
Well, I think
I would be.
The jet ski money.
Yeah,
but
bro.
could he get that though?
Dude, they're talking and
people are talking. People are talking big
Reedy
money.
on NRL 36 is he's $1 million half. I was like, get fucked.
I mean,
but
I
in
know
the
salary
inflated
cap.
market, though.
Yeah, even still, I would say he's around the 800K mark.
You don't think
What
the
about the
Tigers would pay
Tigers?
him $1 million?
I just don't think he's the player they need right now in regards to on $1 million.
That doesn't mean they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's fair. That's a fair point, Tom. That's
In fact, they almost certainly would.
They would 100%.
That's their cup of tea, making weird signings.
I think that he actually, and I know I've said this with Brandon Smith and that, Luai will actually earn more money in the long term if he stays at the Panthers and becomes an icon of Sydney's West and Penrith, and starts building up, his media side of things, his, the YouTube kind of stuff. Then also he wins.
YouTube didn't work last time, did it?
Well, was he on YouTube?
Well, it was a wedding.
Yeah, streamed on YouTube.
It was streamed on YouTube.
I don't know if that was anyway.
Well, I think
it was a bad start. It was into his foray into YouTube. I'll tell you that.
Listen, it wasn't the ideal start.
It wasn't the ideal start, but look. Even Lockie's had a bad debut.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Not us.
Not you.
No.
But so with Luai, I go look.
Well, we deleted our start off the internet.
Yeah, but we went back and listened. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's true. It was really good. We just decided to take it off.
Your just standards are so high that you.
Yeah.
Well, we probably said some fucked up shit.
And so with Luai, I go, okay, if you end your career with 5 premierships, which is very reasonable, seriously, unbelievable what they're doing at the moment, and you are almost an icon in the west of Sydney, one of the biggest, fastest developing areas in the country. The money you could earn with third-party stuff, there's a growing Polynesian base in rugby league, so all the post-career stuff. I just think that long-term you actually make more money, unless they're super low-buying. Yeah. Unless they're going mate, we're only going to pay 400K. But if they're landing around the 700K mark, 6 to 7, I would say that's actually probably better long-term financially than if he goes to another club. Maybe he kills it, maybe he struggles, but it's so uncertain. Whereas at the Panthers, it's he's from the area, he represents so much more than just rugby league, and he wins prems.
And you play with Cleary.
What do you think if you're going, Luai seems like a guy who backs himself. Do you think he stays? Even if they're offering him the money they're offering him, right? If you see a Tigers, God bless him, offering him $1 million, what do you think he would do? I think he goes.
Well, if it's a 5-year $1 million deal each year, then it's you're just putting you in areas where it's
Tigers probably going to be 15, to be honest.
But if it's an extra 200 grand a year, I don't think you're gonna. You way out earn that by winning prems. I mean, I think in his last, there was a report that the deal he had with his last management, he had $100,000 deal with JBL, the speakers.
Yeah.
So that's the things that he'll be able to
that he had to give up.
When he had to give up, yeah. And so, but that's the things he can clearly get.
Why do you have to give that up?
Well, because it was a deal done by his prior management.
So you can't just be like, hey, JBL, he's gone now.
So I think the understanding was that it was like it would come into effect. It was coming into effect in the future, and because they split, they took it, something like that. I'm not 100%, but it wasn't like a current deal.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he clearly he will be marketable. The Polynesian base is growing. You stay there for 10 years. You win 5 prems. I just think the money you'll earn long term. Again, if they're offering him like super unders, I get it. But if they're offering around 600-700K, I know he's maybe worth a little bit more, but I think he earns more.
What do you reckon he's worth? If you could just pay him what he's worth, what do you reckon?
To a club that has a good solid 7, I reckon he's worth around 700-800K. 700K.
What if the Panthers don't want him
Then, well, fuck.
by the end of next year? Like,
Yeah.
Is that?
Well, then you're like, mate, get the money while you can. Bloody do it while you're hot. You're on the run for a 3rd premiership. You led Samoa to a World Cup grand final. You were an Origin player. I know he didn't play Game 3, but he's played Origin recently. Get the money while you can, bro. Don't stick around out of loyalty.
Get the bag, as they say.
Well, get the bag. Get the bag.
Get that bag.
Get that bag.
The money bag.
Yes, not the...
We'll get that money
The
back.
Louis Vuitton bag.
Yeah, not the...
No, get the bag.
Get the bag.
Not our bag.
Like not...
Don't get
Gucci
it. You
bag.
could get a few bags if you fucking get the bag. But
Gucci
I mean,
bags.
Get
Like
the,
designer bags.
if you get the bag, you can get as many bags as you want.
Well, not as many as you want. You can get.
Well, you get as many as your contract allows you.
Well, you could work out how many you could get.
There's a mathematical equation we'd be able to work out.
Well,
if
Gucci
I'm on
bags are
$700,000 or
around
$800,000.
What are they? 2-3 grand each Gucci bags?
300, I think. $300.
300 grand.
Fake ones are 300.
Yeah, the fakies.
fake
you
Guccis.
get the fakies, right? Well, you don't
Yeah,
need
go to
get the
Thailand, you get fake Gucci bags.
$300 bags. Had a testy pop there as well. I'm not above acknowledging that. I did have one. Yeah, $300 bags with what, 750, 800 grand?
A lot of bags. A lot of Gucci bags.
In Thailand.
Wonder where you keep them. Be fucking hard to get back.
Yeah, it would be hard.
You have to tape them to yourself.
Maybe you could resell them.
You would have to probably smuggle them.
Up your bumhole.
Don't recommend it though.
You done it before?
Hey?
Smuggle bags?
I don't think I have.
Gucci bags?
Not that I'm aware of, unless an alien put it up there. But
Well, dude, imagine that.
Imagine if there was one up there. And you're like, how'd that get there?
And
and you were genuinely serious, like this
swear
is
to God,
mine.
it was an alien.
I wonder how
Gucci
many
bags are
times
mine.
doctors reach out. Have you ever been working in ER? I've heard people come in all the time with shit in their ass. Has anyone?
Well,
Has
that's-
anyone?
Shit
of
in
course.
As in with like
stuff in
things
their bum, yeah.
stuffed up their bums.
Very arse-centric show today.
It is, and listen, you got to
When the
roll.
mood
You got to
strikes.
roll with the themes. Has anyone come in and said aliens put it up there? That's what I want to know.
What's the weirdest excuse for finding something up someone's ass that you've ever had? Like, because I mean, if you've had aliens, great, but someone might be like, I fell down the stairs and this Coke bottle found its
What
way
about
to my arsehole.
Jackass? Jackass, where he goes in and gets
The toy
X-rayed?
car.
Oh man.
One of the
in the
greats.
dummy. Oh, it's good.
It's great.
It's good stuff.
Now, Dylan Edwards, Liam Martin come off contract at the same time, but apparently Martin has already re-signed. Edwards is on the verge of a big upgrade. Look, same thing with Dylan Edwards. I think that if they're going to offer him, the report says around the 700K mark.
I thought the report was 950. I read.
Well, that's a lot. But this new salary cap's throwing everything out of whack.
Yeah, because
You know?
it's a bit. You can actually afford to
Yeah.
pay him more.
He wasn't.
Can
He
you
wasn't
check that,
in.
Matty, if it was 950?
Yeah, I read 950 as well.
He wasn't in
well.
the highest paid back rower list that I saw a couple of
No,
weeks
they were
ago.
saying Martin was 750.
Oh, sorry.
Dylan-
I saw Dylan Edwards is 950.
Yeah, Dylan Edwards
Yeah.
950, Martin 750.
950.
Right.
But if you're okay, I'll ask you this
That's
question. as
crazy.
well.
That's
If you're-
And it's a 5-year deal too.
yeah, if you're Jerome Luai,
I honestly don't believe that 950.
if you're Jerome Luai and you are an Origin player, you're fucking premiership winner in the playmaking position, and you're getting offered 758, and you're seeing Dylan Edwards get offered 950, are you a little pissed off?
I don't believe that. I just don't believe they're offering him 950.
Let's just say they are.
Look, I think you got to. I can understand why he would be frustrated, but I think you just got to not focus on, what other people are getting and focus on.
But do you
how
think
lucky
players
you are
do
to-
focus on that shit though?
I guess a little bit.
Like,
but-
if I heard that you were paying Eddy to do the show, which you're not, but I was like, and you just didn't tell me, I'd be like,
Well, if I was getting paid more, because I'm
well, that's
worth more.
yeah, okay, yeah, and you're paying Eddy more, I'd be going, Well, that's fucked.
Well, because
I'm going to go to the Tigers.
Well, Willie Mason said when all their salaries got leaked, and he said this on our podcast. I'm not breaking fucking news here. He said that I'm playing Origin and Kangaroos, and he's not fucking playing rep footy, and he's on more than me, so I want an upgrade. So obviously, there are some players where you'd be like, well, mate.
That's what I mean, right? Yeah. Would you reckon that'd be weird?
It would be. I don't. It's such a weird balance because they're your mates. So it's like,
yes,
you're kind of like, yeah.
Well, you're not dirty at them. You're just like you're using it as ammo, right, to go to the club.
But your implication is I'm a better player than you.
Yes, or at least I'm worth the same. Or
just close. Like, get me a bit closer. You know,
like I get that. Eddy. I understand that you may want to pay him more, but like, the Burmo bump is the Burmo bump, right? We got to acknowledge that.
Have we?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Bumps so down.
Yeah, you're actually a reverse bump.
Yeah, but it's a bump.
It's a speed bump. You're more of a hump.
The Burmo hump.
Look, with Dylan Edwards, like maybe they've looked at their win rate with Dylan Edwards and without. They've looked at their win rate with Luai, even though Luai's win rate's like 85% or something.
His first 100 games or something.
Mental.
It's 180.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Crazy.
Imagine just coming along at the right time.
Oh, mate.
God, it must be nice.
So, look, Penrith are in this great zone. What do you got there, matey?
81.37%. 81.37.
They're All Blacks numbers.
Yeah. Isn't it actually more than Cleary's?
Oh, yeah, definitely more than Cleary's.
Because he's been playing longer, yeah. But, yeah, look, it just depends. Sometimes these numbers get thrown out, and they're thrown out to almost make the player look greedy if they're, asking for more. So, we might see in a few weeks Luai's been offered $900K when he hasn't really been offered that because why the fuck would he turn that down? Yep. So very hard to know what is true and what isn't true. But if they're offering a reasonable amount to all these boys, they're going to be worth so much more. This Penrith side is arguably the greatest rugby league side we've ever seen. Like, you can put it up against, if they go 3 in a row, but even now, you look at their record the last 3 or 4 years, it's unbelievable what they're achieving. And so to be a part of that for, they're not that old either. Like, I think Edwards is 26, 27, Liam Martin, maybe 25, 26, Luai, 24, 25.
Fuck, it'd be nice to be 25, wouldn't it?
So hot and horny.
So hot.
So, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because they've built such a good culture there and everyone's bought in regards to believing that the club wants the best for them and they're playing for the area. When stuff like this starts happening, though, it really tests. Because what happens, let's say, okay, the club has the club's best interest at heart. So the club will, put out things that make the club look in the best light. But then when Luai, if he comes out, it's like, or even not even comes out, he says to the boys, like, that's not true. Then there's this real weird relationship like, this guy that plays for us has won premierships with us, you're not telling the truth in the media, and it's a real test of a good coach to be able to balance those things. Wayne's a king in it. Bellamy's a king of it. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Panthers. It really is. I think they all stay, to be honest. I really do. Now, beer, we have special promotions in Queensland. Liquor Legend stores this week. Many of you guys have been asking for this one, so here it is. Bloke Lager 6-pack, $17.99 at all Liquor Legend stores in Queensland. Every Liquor Legend stores, we've got specials on. Go check out your nearest Liquor Legends in Queensland and reward yourself with a 6-pack of Bloke Lager. The beer, food and footy festival was an absolute hit, guys. We sold so many cases, line up the whole day, and people were absolutely loving the beer. Also, we have Bloke Midi on special in all New South Wales Liquor Legend stores. Go check out your nearest Liquor Legends in New South Wales and reward yourself with a case of Bloke Midi. Don't forget, menu log. Code is STAGS to get free delivery when you spend $15 or more. We are now offering this in New Zealand after we've seen a few comments and questions raised. Oh, we've got to talk about it. I don't want to spend long on this, though, because I'm so fucking over it. The RLPA. Been reported the NRL players will cover the NRL logo on their jersey as early as tonight. Also reports of potential Dally M boycott. RLPA posted this. Protect and respect. What are the key CBA issues? NRL season schedule agreement, player data and privacy laws, financial reporting transparency, autonomy of player money, unfair terms to force players to take cuts, agreement rights over employment terms, reduction in consultation with players, exploitation of player property, in brackets image, international tournament revenue, a prohibition on future player action, integrity, transparency, NRL ability to terminate the CBA. Then Vlanders has come out and said this. The players are getting a 37% increase. The average wage of an NRL male will be $400,000, and they will be getting longer holidays. How many Australians in the workforce get 9 weeks holiday and a 37% pay rise? We offered them the first $1 billion deal in NRL history. I have enormous respect for the players. They are great athletes of our game. So it's another ridiculous claim by the RLPA. The thing that concerns me most, I've spoken to a number of players and none of them know what this issue is all about. None of them. You do a straw poll of players and I can tell you they have no idea what is really going on. They are blindly following the RLPA. I've asked the players what their grievances are and they say, sorry, I don't know, I don't understand. How do you do a deal when people are boycotting, don't even know why they're boycotting? Boys, as a fan, what do you reckon?
What did Clint Newton say? Can we go down to what Clint said? I just want to get the full picture.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Clint Newton response. I'm not going to get in a back and forth with Flanders.
Sounds like, yeah.
The malicious attacks that have been pretty consistent over the last several months of negotiations. The NRL are developing a nasty habit of creating or trying to solve problems that don't exist to steal attention away from the truth. Ultimately, the comments that have been made don't change the fact that the claims remain unanswered. And we want to go back to the table with an industrial relations mediator and solve it.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
No one's really saying anything. That's what what are we talking about? Even those points above were pretty fucking vague.
Can we go back to those points quickly? Because you're right though. It's the
autonomy of player money. What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. Financial reporting transparency. Why the fuck? What's that fucking mean?
But I think
they've done a post before that explains.
So NRL schedule agreement is pretty straightforward, right?
Well,
they were the players want to have control.
Fine. Cool.
Data privacy laws, sure. Financial reporting transparency. So they're saying the NRL isn't transparent about the way that the money they're generating.
They have agreed to a share of revenue, and they want to be able to see what is being made.
That seems very reasonable.
Yep,
autonomy of player money. Don't know what that means. Unfair terms.
Autonomy of player money is so the NRL are saying to them that the revenue that you get. We want to tell you how to spend it. And the players are saying, well, why we pay the RLPA, why are you telling us how to spend our money?
They want partial control, don't they? Like 50-50.
I don't know about 50-50. It's more the NRL saying, for example, the NRL want the players to pay for the international game out of their share of revenue.
Yeah, I heard that.
So that's an example, not even 50-50. They're saying, in this deal, out of the share of revenue that you make from NRL Rugby League, we want you to pay for the international game. So technically, and look, maybe I've misinterpreted it, but the players would be paying themselves to play international game.
Right.
So they would be basically taking money they earn from the NRL and going, all right, we get $5,000 match payments. Well, that's money I've already earned, but I'm paying myself to play. I'm actually paying to play because then the NRL or the international body or whatever, they aren't giving the players insight into the deals that the international game is doing with the networks. Right. So, for example, if they were to say yes to the current situation, the players, out of that 25% of revenue that they earn or whatever it is, the players would pay the wages of all the teams, Samoa, Tonga, Australia, and then all the money generated from the TV rights, the NRL gets, which the players are saying, all the money generated from the international game, give us a look at it, and then we'll split that money up evenly between all the nations. And if my assumption is, and if that international money doesn't cover everything, then we are willing to dip into it to make sure all the players are paid the same.
Yeah, okay. I am struggling when I've heard, with all the things that are explained to me, and again, one side seems to be doing a better job of making their case than the other. Every time I hear what the players are after, I found it difficult to entirely disagree with the sentiment or the reasoning behind what they're asking for.
The broad strokes of what's happening, I think, is so the players have agreed, let's just use 25% of the revenue. Ways that the NRL can claw that money back and make more profit, they're a business, is by going, okay, well, we'll take out all these other payments out of that 25%. So it looks like you're earning 25%, but really you're actually earning less percentage because you're paying for things that are actually outside of that 25%.
Right.
So it's just, it's business. It's business. The NRL are just trying to make as much money as possible. Maybe it's for the right reasons to buy assets and that. But to counter that, the NRL has said, if the NRL make up to $300 million more in the next deal, that goes straight to the NRL. So the players have said, the first 300, it's all yours. After that, then we can talk. So they're willing to say, if you make all this extra profit, we are happy to give the first $300 million to you, which is a lot of fucking money. So, yeah, look, it's just, honestly, it's just aggressive business. That's what's happening right now. Aggressive.
Boardroom biffs.
it's just super aggressive business because what will happen is let's say the RLPA agreed to this deal, the NRL would make record profits. So they would come out and go, in 12 months' time, they would go, guys, we've made record profits. The international game made $50 million and blah, blah, blah. We've got $200 million in the bank. And so that's where people go, well, let the NRL make that profit and then we can buy assets. But that's why the NRL are saying, the players are saying, we are willing to give you the $300 million, over what you make, what is forecast. So as I said, it's just super aggressive business. I think that both sides probably need to give a little.
It seems to be that they're not. It doesn't feel like they're meeting in the middle, like negotiations tend to do. No. Which is like, well, we'll give a bit, you give a bit, and that's where we go. They've got their heels fucking dug in. I agree with you, Tom. I feel like the RLPA, at least from what I've read here, and this helps, this sort of thing, it's hard to argue against what they want. And I haven't really heard the NRL argue why they don't want to give it.
They just keep talking about the
I know, but I get that. But I got that 6 months ago, right? It's time to move on from that yarn.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because they're agreeing with that as well.
But like, if these are the issues on the table and this is preventing it from getting done, what's the argument against these, right? Argue against the points that are preventing this deal from being done because they've already agreed to the fucking pay increase. That's not the issue. And that's not what they're fighting about.
And I'm open to having my mind changed about this. I change my mind every 2 seconds.
Change me, baby. Change me.
But like, at least change me. At least have a crack at changing me.
Well,
try change me.
And in regards to the increased player pay, it's only increased equal to the increased amount of revenue.
Yeah, but that's already been agreed to, so it doesn't matter. It's not even relevant.
Yeah, look, it's just super aggressive business because what will happen is if you go super aggressive like the NRL have, when they do give a little bit of ground, then the RLPA will be like, okay, yeah, it's good. Whereas if you don't go super aggressive, then you've got to give up ground, that you may not want to give up. But yeah, look, I just wanted to get sorted. Seriously, both sides are, haven't been perfect.
Are the players
we just want to see rugby league.
Are the players still not doing media?
Yeah, early in the week. I think it's like Monday to Wednesday they don't do media, and now they're covering their badge. And look, the idea that...
They should shave Nico's head in boycott. They go, if you don't fucking get something done, we're going to shave Nico's head.
Hold him hostage take a photo with a razor to his head.
Yeah. Or he plays in a plastic bag, like a bag over his head.
Paper bags.
Because he generates revenue.
They put paper bags over all the hot players.
Mate, he puts... Yeah, seriously. And that, like... there's a lot of the population that stop watching, men and women.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trim Reece Walsh's eyelashes.
Shave him. Don't trim him. Shave him
his
off.
eyelashes.
Moose his eyelashes.
That would hurt.
Seriously.
Put a paper bag over his head. Cut out eye holes and breathing holes.
No, you don't want to see those eyes. They're hot.
No, but he's got to be able to see.
Yeah,
only Josh Schuster can play blind.
You can put like
netting, mesh.
Yeah, netting.
Because if you can see those eyes, if you can see those eyes, bums will still come on seats because they're so pretty.
No, that's a good point.
No, you got to hide all those.
We got a paper bag every fucking 10 in the competition.
And 9s.
Well,
where you can threaten, go, the 10s will go first, and then we're going down the list.
We're going down the list.
Don't make us get to the ones.
Don't make us get to the ones.
Well, it's probably gone too far the other way.
Well, true, actually.
You can argue the ones should be bagged now.
Yeah, that's true. If you're below a 5, we refuse to bag.
Yeah.
I like that idea, though. I mean, I don't know.
It's a great fucking idea.
I don't know if you've got the ear of Clint Newton, Denon, but I'd shoot him a DM, WhatsApp, text.
Oh, look, I don't
phone call.
I don't have contact. You've probably got more contact than me.
Facsimile.
It's a hard thing to say.
It is.
You certainly made it sound hard.
Well, I'm not a fax guy, mate.
You're a vibe guy.
Send messages via Vibe.
Yeah.
Did you get that one I sent?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
What did you say to him? I didn't hear
it. Was about his pay.
Oh.
I said thanks for the bump.
I'm not getting anything back from either of you about my pay. That's really annoying.
You need your tinfoil hat on. It'll get reception better.
Fuck.
Okay, Jayden Sullivan and Benny Hunt. Shane Flanagan said this of Ben Hunt. Ben Hunt will be there next year. I've spoken to Ben, and I think we've sort of put that to bed, and he'll be at the club next year. In further indication of Hunt staying, Jayden Sullivan has been reportedly given permission to speak with other clubs. What do you reckon about this, boys?
You're not letting Ben go if you know what's good for you.
Yeah, but you're also like fucking letting go of you kind of a.
Well, but look where they are with Ben.
That's what I mean.
So it's like,
what's the point? Like, and again, like, why wouldn't you just let Ben, whether you let Ben go or not, but like, you're letting your future go for Ben, who's 32, 33, 34, 39, I don't know, he's older. Like, how many good, honest years of rugby league
39.
football? I don't know. You're 42. How many more years do you have?
But do you want him around to help younger guys? Do you need someone like that around?
Though, you know,
He fucking doesn't want to be there.
Well, where's he at? Like, are you just like you staying copper? And would he sook the whole time, or is he a professional?
I'd be a professional. He still has a dig. I think Flano believes, and I think he has every right to believe this, that he can get the best out of this squad plus a few more recruits. And maybe Ben Hunt is like, finally, I've got some transparency about direction, about how we want to play, and maybe they've, I guess, met halfway. But it's a huge call letting Sullivan go because he is a gun. He's a gun.
Yep. Come to Manly, bro.
So their cap's just a mess.
Oh, it's a mess.
Yeah.
A mess. I think they had something like 11 of the last year. They had 11 of the top 50 or something crazy. 11 of the top in the most earnings. Like, a lot of their players are on. Yeah, like, whereas you would actually think that their cap should be spread out quite evenly because they're a struggling club. Whereas they had some like big, players that weren't necessarily game superstars on more money than other superstars across the league. Now, I don't know if that's changed. And also, to be fair, there were a few players that were getting their contracts paid by other clubs still. But it's still alarming that a club that is, struggling or in the bottom 8 had that many in the top, I think it was like top 15 or top 20 or whatever. But with Ben Hunt, it's hard because Flano just must have rock solid belief that he can get this team in finals footy because he actually would buy himself more time if he went with the young players. Because if he keeps Ben Hunt and loses Sullivan and they still play shit next year, or not good next year, then he's got less time because people are like, mate, you haven't changed anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas if you go the young route, you go, oi, completely rebuilding. I need 2 years to do this or 3 years to do this. Whereas if Benny Hunt's like, if nothing changes with him as coach in the same squad, then it's like, oh shit. And you lost Bud Sullivan. So yeah.
It's just a fucking shit show.
It is a shit show.
Yeah, look, I'm happy for Bud if he gets the fuck out of there. Let me just say that.
Mate, there's so many clubs that could use him. Fuck. He is a genuine gun. At a club that has a good system that's going to draw the best out of him, I think it'd be great.
Not to mention he's got a Y in his name.
A what?
A Y.
He's got a Y.
He's got a Y in his name.
Jayden.
Yeah.
Jayden with a Y.
Always great. I just know him as Bud because we're best mates. But
Oh yeah?
yeah.
From when?
When we hung out,
How old
When
is
did you
he?
hang out?
I think he's about 22.
So you
When'd
just
you hang
with
out?
fucking 22-year-old kids these days, are you?
A 22-year-old's a kid.
Well, that's how I
That's
describe. He's a young man. I mean, I don't know what he's got fucking to offer a 42-year-old podcaster.
42.
Does he live next door to you?
I think you should show some respect to a 22-year-old and stop treating him like a kid.
I'm not. I respect Bud. Me and Bud are buds.
Oh, okay.
Bud,
you
your
call
bud?
him Bud now?
Huh?
You call him Bud now?
I've always called him Bud. You can't walk past the fucking Y in a rugby league player's name.
I did
Yeah,
it.
you did, and that's the problem. That's the real problem.
You could put a Y in Bud, just silent.
Oh, buddy.
Buddy.
You could actually put a silent
Or even in the Sullivan.
B-U-Y-D.
or just BYD, but the Y is pronounced U.
Yeah. You can fucking make shit up.
Or the Sullivan, you could put a Y where that I is.
Sullivan, yeah, you can.
Sullivan.
Yeah. S-U-L-L.
Sully, yeah, that I doesn't need to be there.
Doesn't need to be there.
That's a
Actually,
Y.
shouldn't be there.
There should be there's space for a
Chuck
Y
two
there.
Y's in there.
Yeah.
I'd like if I had my way, I'd replace all I's with Y's. Get rid of I altogether.
Yeah.
Look, and I'm being serious.
There's no Y in team.
Look, and I'm being serious. I'm not trying to be a dick. But geez, he would have been a good signing for you boys,
Huh?
Bud.
Oh, mate, you were sucking off fucking old mate the other day.
mate.
You were. Brooks is the best signing I've ever heard.
What the fuck?
And now you want Bud to go there.
Yeah.
You got to
but
make up your mind, mate.
Bud there as a young fella under DCE,
Mate.
gets me real
DCE,
cold.
isn't he the best half in the comp right now?
Right now he's a form half in the comp,
Yeah.
for sure. Him and
No,
SJ.
the
him
best.
and SJ.
Best comp.
Best.
Well,
best.
I think SJ's leading the Dally M's, if you believe
Fuck
the
the
report.
Yeah, but-
Dally-M's, mate. They're selected by bloody Pete. You know what I mean? It's
Mate,
all
don't get me
bullshit.
started on that's fucking political.
And I love SJ. Don't get it wrong.
Sounds like you hate him.
No, we love SJ, but we
The
just know
system's
that
broken.
we just know that the selectors get bribed. Half of them don't even watch the game.
Yeah.
No, they changed it. There's 6 points now, more people watching.
No, it's not true.
It's more accurate than ever.
Incorrect, Dan, and you're making things up, mate.
Wow. Okay, speaking of rugby league, Bradman Best will reportedly test his value in the open market come November 1st.
Reportedly, we acknowledged that this would happen maybe 3-4 months ago, Eddie, did we?
100% we did.
Yeah, we've been
Listen,
calling
you
this,
play an Origin game, you rip and tear, and you go get me the fuck out of this shithole.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. It's a tale as old as time.
I wonder whether it's him like choosing to test the open market or whether the Knights. Because I haven't read any reports of the Knights saying they are going to resign him or want to resign him.
There was a report earlier in the year where it was like the whispers were that the Knights were going to allow him and one of the Saifidis to go and like explore their options. I don't know why, as a Newcastle side, you would now be allowing that to happen, considering how well he ripped at Origin and you're losing Dommy Young and like, you know, you're not brimming with throbbers.
No.
But if you're Bradman, you go, oh, this is what playing in a good side feels like.
Are they above Manly in the table?
Who?
Knights.
Again, does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It's not round 27.
And
what
who's
round
a better
is it?
side, though? Like,
What round is it?
I think the consensus is we're a better
Round
team.
22, mate.
Okay.
We're a better team, Dennis.
We're 1 point outside the 8. It's round 22, not round 27.
It's just a question. It's just a question. That's all.
They probably still have another, it's probably buy issue. We're probably actually like 2 or 3 points out of them.
Oh, buy-based issues? You're right. I think we've had our buys.
Yeah, as I said,
Steady, what are you doing? Don't you fucking step on the truth, okay?
as I said, I would love to know whether the Knights have even offered him something because I haven't read any reports that he's actually been offered a contract by the Knights.
Would it shock you if the Knights are fucking all over the shop and they fuck it up?
It might be the Knights just going, you know what? Let's just sell all our good players and just see what happens.
Give Kalen an upgrade.
He's on good wicket.
He's on great money now.
Holy, he's on a big
If you
wicket.
give him what fucking Bradman's getting paid as well.
In at like $2.2 million a year.
What's on Bradman now?
Well, I read some text yesterday in the captain's run. Great friend Cameron Smith.
Okay, just quickly, like not to call out one of the greatest players of all time after Joey and fucking, you know, a couple other people, but like
Handful of others.
Where the fuck is Cameron Smith and when's he coming on the podcast? Because he said he'd do it and we'll fly to him. He said he'd come to New South Wales. I don't know if he's coming to New South Wales. Cameron, we are big fans. Not as big as fans we are of Joey, but that's all right. That's not big. But like, can you, like, what's the point of having you as a fucking friend if you can't massage this guy in whatever means necessary?
You know what we should do? You should pretend like you're doing the captain's run, right? And then get a replacement, get like Matty or someone to do it. And then he'll think he's going to the captain's run. You're not.
You're
actually
all
talk with Hello Sport.
All talk with Hello Sport. So we do a live all talk.
So you basically...
No, we don't. We just record it. He's in a different studio.
So
One of the great Wool pools all time.
But is he going to be seeing us? He'll know it's us though, right?
And yeah, but what's he going to do then? We'll lock the door.
We'll lock the door. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we need to get Matty to lock the door then.
Sit down, mate.
we need to have a chat.
Well, we need to... So, but we're going to fly up there though?
Where do you do?
I can't disclose that information.
He flies up there.
Yeah,
we'll just follow you to the airport.
Yeah.
Okay, not that hard.
Get in touch with some bikies up there, someone with like a gun, and then we just do it at gunpoint.
I'm not above that or below it. I'm around it.
Anyway, so as you were saying, Cameron Smith, our dear friend.
Yeah, we got a text of people saying that he's on 800K at the moment, which I was like,
Really?
surely not.
That's insane.
That's a fucking massive contract.
That's a lot.
That's a lot
Who
of money.
texts you? Old mate from down the
We've
pub.
got a few texts actually. Like,
From Cam
from
Smith,
different
Cam
people.
Smith texting you.
And Cam Smith texted his own show.
So a couple of dribblers text in saying he's on
But there were different people
with the same amount.
same number.
Yeah, right, okay.
So I don't know.
That's interesting.
Surely he's not on 800K. Surely not.
But maybe. It's a weird... I just love to know what people are on. Just out of curiosity.
We heard a whisper the other day, Schuster's more like 6. It's all...
More like 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. I'd believe that.
Did we?
Well, I think so. Now I don't know.
Okay, so you're just putting out propaganda, Manly propaganda now. To put less pressure on your
Schuster's on 6.
We got a text the other day that Manly's going to win the comp this year.
Yeah.
Did ya?
Yeah.
From a couple of different people.
Yeah, they were different people.
Yeah.
At the same time as well, which
Really?
is weird. Yeah.
They, were
They
saying,
all said that they don't know each other.
no,
No, they didn't know each
going to
other.
win the comp this
Yeah,
year.
and they said that they're
yeah.
definitely happening.
What show is that on?
Well, because they know people
Hello
at the
Sport.
club and stuff
Hello Sport.
You take texts on Hello Sport.
Biggest,
Yeah.
biggest sports podcast in the world.
in the world. And we got texts from like heaps of different people saying that Manly's definitely going to win the comp. That like they know
Yeah,
people
no.
at the club and stuff.
All different phone numbers.
Oh, okay. That's, I mean, look, the people, sometimes the people know. Sometimes the people
They know
know.
more than you, mate.
Bradman Best, what do you reckon could use a throbber like Bradman Best?
Oh, Roosters always fucking sniffing around, aren't they?
I mean, I
Those
tell you what,
bastards.
though, at the Roosters, he would absolutely
He would
throb.
he would. I don't care where he goes. Obviously, he won't.
Raiders?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I don't
yeah.
mind that actually.
I
He
can
does
see
suit
that. I
Ricky
can
Stewart.
see.
He
I
does
can
suit
see that
Ricky.
tat down there, bro.
Dude, him and Ricky punching on at training. Fucking hell.
Please film it. I'd honestly pay $60 to watch a pay-per-view of Ricky Stewart versus Bradman Best.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that tap belongs. Those shinnies belong
Yeah,
down in the nation's capital.
That shinny and sleevey, they
That's cold weather. They're cold weather tats.
yeah, they are.
Keep you warm.
Yeah,
Because there's no skin exposed to the elements. You know.
I do.
Okay.
I like that.
All right, now on to tips.
Just quickly, I just wanted to also shout out Matt Lodge, fucking ripping for Manly. Just thought he's a good signing. I'm actually happy.
Lodgy.
He played well.
The
He
Lodge
played
stuff.
well. In a period where signings at Manly have been a little bit.
How's your mother?
How's your mother? How's your father? How's your brother? How's your sister? Matt Lodge, I thought he was good. And now that we've lost like fucking 15 players in 1 week, I like that Matt is there.
Matty, what do you got?
I just looked at this article about that News Corp did about player salaries. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but they did the top 10 of each. They did like salaries of each position, and Bradman Best wasn't in the top 10 of outside backs, and the 10th was 650. So that number is probably false.
It's just complete, utter dribble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows what to believe these days, Dan?
What do you reckon Bradman Best is worth?
Seven.
I reckon about 600, 650.
650.
Yeah. Because he actually...
He's a centre.
In the first year, he played a full year, but he's I don't think he'll continue to be injury prone or whatever, but he hasn't actually played a full season in a while, and I think that's the only thing that would make you balk at like an 800K.
This season is his best season.
Yeah, I thought his first season was pretty fucking hectic.
When he burst onto the scene.
Yeah, but if he played like this, continues playing like this, I'd pay 700 for him, 750. If he stays on the field, keeps playing like this, because he's been a weapon these last fucking 2 months.
Yeah.
Now onto tips. Brizzy Broncos, Sydney Roosters. What are you going, boys?
Bronx.
I
hate you, love your side, hate the Broncos, but I like the players, so can't,
I love how people like Roosters are back, mate.
Oh, shut up. Beat the Titans.
No, you're not back. You're fucking 14th, mate. Shut up. Broncos.
I'm going Bronx. Bronx paying $1.38, Roosters $3.04. I do think it's going to be a really close game, though. Tigers, $1.60, Rabbitohs, $1.07.
Rabbits. I'll tell you what, though. Tigers are plus 21.5,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You have a nibble at that, I reckon.
And Appy's back, Brooks is back.
You have a
And
nibble.
they've only lost by over 21, I think, once this season.
You'll have a nibble, and Trell will get ruled out as well. So you have a nibble.
All right, Storm, $1.47, Eels, $2.70.
I like the Eels.
Eels, yep.
Bit of value there, I reckon.
I reckon there's great value there.
There's great value.
Storm lost the Knights, who are no chop. They got troops missing.
Parramatta have troops missing as well, but...
I just like 270. I think it's
I like
reasonable.
270 as well.
Okay. Raiders, $1.64.
Hardest game to pick in the world, maybe of all time.
Knights, $2.26.
You'd probably take the value. Because it's a coin flip.
Yeah.
I reckon.
I agree with you, Ed. Raiders at home, though.
Yeah, but...
I'm with you. Take the Knights.
Dragons,
Manly.
$2.80. Manly, $1.44.
Mate,
Manly, fucking
seriously,
Cherry
like,
300s.
I reckon we should be $1.01. I know that we haven't won in Wollongong for 8 years, but like it's Cherry's 300.
I think it's actually longer than that, but it's 2003.
8 games. Well, it's 8 games.
Yeah, it's 8 games. Yeah.
I actually
You're dead
think
right.
that the St. George should be further out. I actually think it's.
Yeah.
I think Manly should be
That's what I'm saying. Should be $1.01.
bigger favourites.
We'll fuck
I'm
them.
about $1.
I looked at the team. I'm like,
You don't reckon $1.01?
No.
I tell you
you
what,
don't get rugby league.
you don't get it. This shows where the Sharks are at. Read out the odds. This is crazy.
Penrith Panthers are $1.11. Sharkies $6.70. I actually think I'm picking the Panthers, but that's value to me. In a head-to-head game, and anything can happen, and the Sharkies have mad attack.
Yeah, but all the Panthers have to do is pass the ball to the right edge, and it's good night, nurse.
6.70 though.
Yeah, but they can't defend.
They're in the top
It's like
8.
me and Tom being out there. We do a better job.
So
No
you,
offense.
you don't reckon that's 6.70 is a bit of value for a top 8 side?
Not when they're shit. Not when they're as shit as they are.
Cleary just goes, oi, critter, here, try.
We
Oi,
just
critter.
beat 'em 30-0.
Try.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. Doggies, $2.27. Dolphins, $1.64.
Fish, dude. Fish all
Mate, the
way.
line's at minus 3.5 here. Gobble that up.
The Fish get it done.
Okay. Titans, $3.34. Cowboys, $1.33.
Cows humping.
Cows.
I predict a humping.
Cows are come good.
Yeah. And look, I don't want to get controversial and negative. The fact that the Cowboys aren't called the Crocodiles, I've just come back from the FNQ. It's a fucking disgrace because crocodiles are an immense.
And there's no
powerful
Cowboys
beast.
up there, is
There's
there?
no fucking Cowboys up there, mate. It's all bloody marshlands and fucking Jurassic Park jungles and crocs. and fucking ocean you can't swim in. So, like, they'll be called cowboys is one of the great travesties of all time.
I don't think you went out to the real true blue Townsville, though. I reckon. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, Denon. I'm saying that they should be called crocodiles because crocodiles are way more hectic, and I'll be calling them the crocs from now on.
I reckon a cowboy could kill a crocodile, though.
You wouldn't know shit. Have you ever seen a crocodile before? No.
You go, no, but the
Hand to hand.
It's hand to hand. It's mano a mano.
Oh, come on. That's
What? So
ridiculous.
okay. What if you gave a fucking crocodile a gun
gun.
that worked with its little fingers?
Yeah.
It'd lose still because there's little.
How do you know?
fingers.
No, you give it a gun that's equal to its ability. Like, it's got to be able to pull the trigger.
Or, no, you put a
That's-
laser beam on its head, and every time it opens its mouth, fires off a shot.
Yeah, but that's why humans are the dominant species.
No, it's
because
you've got to
actually
measure it
create
mano
things.
a mano. You
But
have
then
to.
A cowboy without a gun's not a cowboy. He's just a
You're
dude in
right.
a hat.
And the croc without a gun's still a croc. So, crocs win.
Anyway,
You can be a cowboy without a gun. Of course you can.
Any announcements?
Just wear a little
going?
badge that says cowboy.
It's a good point. What days is it? Thursday today? Tonight, 6 p.m, breakingtheips.com. We've got hacker packs, golf polos, driver covers,
Towels.
Get in
Ball
early,
marker.
limited
markers.
stock.
Yeah, get in
Very
early.
limited.
Get in real early. Get in at
And
6 p.m.
there's
sharp.
actually 2 tickets to the Hacker Major, which is next Friday. They sold out in 4 seconds, and we kept 2 aside, so it's like a golden ticket thing. So that's
You know,
6
like
p.m.
Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
Do you get it?
You ever
I
seen-
get the
you seen
vibe.
Willy
I got
Wonka?
the vibe.
You ever seen Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
I want a golden ticket.
They used to fucking wig me out, like when the. Is it the
I
chick that
hate
blows
that
up?
movie. No offense.
Yeah, it used to wig me out. The little
It's too etch.
It's etch, but it's like I get it, but it's
Mate,
etch.
to me, it was
No,
more
it's
like a
too edge.
scary movie than
It's like a
happy
nightmare.
No,
movie.
there's some
Yeah.
scary shit. in
Yeah.
that
It's like a nightmare.
Like kids die and shit.
Yeah.
Well, they don't die; they come back.
No, they die.
No, I mean, listen.
They come
if
back at 7.
Augusta should have drowned in that chocolate river. We all know that, but
Mate, they have to wheel a chick away who becomes a blueberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
death.
Well, no, they just need to get her blueberry. They need to drain her.
Nah. In the real world, that's death. You
That's
turn into
true.
a blueberry, it's all over.
Yeah, that's
You're
true. No,
honestly,
that's a good point.
You're eating Willy Wonka propaganda right now,
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I'll go and fuck myself.
Bye-bye.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.